Have you ever looked at someone from another country or even just another city and thought, they're different? Well, today we're going to dive into a short but incredibly powerful poem that says that feeling, it's basically a myth. It makes this simple, really profound case that underneath it all, we're all one.
I mean, it's a super common feeling, right? That whole us versus them thing. It's almost built into us. But this poem just cuts right to the heart of that by asking a very simple question. Are people really strange? Are countries truly foreign? It kind of forces you to stop and question the lines we draw all the time.
And the poet, James Kirkup, he just slices through all that complexity with a surprisingly simple answer. His whole mission here is to remind us of a fundamental truth that, let's be honest, we forget all the time. We are all simply human.
And here it is, the poem itself, No Men Are Foreign. So what we're going to do is follow Kirkup's logic step by step and see exactly how he builds such a compelling case for our shared humanity. Okay, so where does he start? Kirkup begins his argument with the most basic, undeniable thing we all share, the physical body that carries us around in this world. Think about it. Uniforms, clothes, flags, they're designed to create difference, right? To sort us into neat little groups. But Kirkup says, hey, look deeper. Beneath the soldier's gear or the business suit, what's there? A single, breathing human body, same as yours.
And the connection, it goes even deeper than that. We all walk on the very same land. And you know what? In the end, we all return to the very same earth. It's the ultimate equalizer, reminding us that our entire journey, from birth to death, is tied to this one shared planet.
So, okay, if our bodies are the same, what about our lives? This is where Kirkup zooms out, expanding his argument from our physical selves to the world we all experience every single day. Just look at this list. The things that define our days are universal. The sun, the air, the water. We all know the joy of a good harvest and the absolute misery of a war-torn winter. We all know the feeling of our hands after a hard day's work, and that simple, desperate need for sleep. The poem makes it so clear. These experiences aren't cultural, they're just human. And this shared experience isn't just about the physical stuff. It goes right into our emotional core. The poet argues that real strength, the kind that can be won by love, is a universal language. It's a value that just doesn't care about borders. So if we just choose to look, we'll see this common pattern of life everywhere. It's a rhythm we can all recognize in ourselves, which means we can absolutely understand it in others. All right, so after building this really beautiful case for unity, the poem, it pivots. It takes a dark turn. It issues a very stark warning about the price we pay when we choose to forget all of this. And here's the central lie he's talking about. We are told to hate our brothers, to see them as the enemy. But the poem reveals this devastating truth. When we do that, we only end up dispossessing, betraying, and condemning ourselves. We end up betraying our own humanity. And of course, this leads to the ultimate act of division, war. The poem forces us to remember that it is we who take up arms against each other. The responsibility is completely on us. And what's the first casualty? It's not just other people. It's the human earth itself. You know, that same ground the poem just established as our common home? We're the ones who defile it. Those hells of fire and dust created by war, they don't respect borders. They poison the innocence of air. The very air that belongs to every single one of us, the air that connects us all. When we pollute the world, we are literally poisoning ourselves. But after showing us all that darkness, the poem doesn't leave us there. It brings us back into the light. It ends with a final urgent plea to remember its core message. Everything, every single line, has been building to this one powerful command. Remember, no men are foreign and no country strange. It's a direct order to see past the artificial lines we've drawn on maps and, more importantly, in our own minds. And that is the key takeaway here. This isn't just a nice thought or a pretty piece of art to admire. The word remember is repeated over and over, and that turns the entire poem into an active instruction, a kind of manual for how to see the world. So the poem leaves us with a challenge. It's laid out all the evidence for our shared humanity and the terrible, terrible cost of ignoring it. The only question left is the one we have to answer for ourselves. In your daily life, how are you going to choose to remember?